Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing this evening? How's everybody after that rally? Oh my goodness. I swear each time I'm like, the rallies can't get any better and they keep getting better. Although having Kelly and Stacy, the one before, I mean, wow, like nothing could probably top that one. That was awesome. But we had a really, really awesome rally. I hope everybody was able to, even if you're not local, be able to join one or go online. And I'm sure many on here have already started ordering some of the new products and new stuff. We got mascara, y'all. So that's awesome. And then some of the colors, the eyeshadows look amazing. And I love that they're so buildable. Same with the lipsticks and stuff. So I'm excited to try this new lipstick out because I didn't like the other lipsticks. They're a little too light for my complexion. So I'm excited. So I'm excited for that, as well as some of the other kits and other packages and stuff that came out. So I don't know if everybody, just make sure you act fast because that stuff goes out of stock really fast. So make sure you hop on. I don't know if your Essential Rewards is going in soon, but, getting that all situated and set up, some excellent stuff.
Yeah, I thought I really enjoyed the rally this year. I really did. Or this one, because there's multiple ones. But he also touched on, for convention, they released the theme of next year's convention, which is entitled Freedom. Those tickets are actually going on sale tomorrow, right?
Yes. Yeah. So if you are trying to get to convention, because they sold out. They sold out.
20,000 tickets. They sold out in like 48 hours.
Right. Hey, Aisha, how are you?
Hey.
Glad you can join us.
Just got off work, so I'm driving.
Okay, good. Well, if you want to put yourself on mute.
So they sold out 20,000 tickets in less than 2 days. So tickets are going to go on sale for convention starting tomorrow. They're releasing 10,000 more tickets. And they're going to have 2 venue sites for convention this year. It's going to be streamed live at the same time. You're going to get the same experience in both buildings. It's going to be more space. And I think that's actually cool that they opened that up, additional tickets, because I know there's some people like we didn't get a chance to get over to the booth to get our tickets at convention. If you have not been to convention before, I absolutely recommend that you go. I fought tooth and nail not to go, and I'm still glad that I went 2 years ago. And we've seen a lot of growth and experiences just from being around other like-minded individuals. But also, if you're just looking to get away for a nice trip, I think it's a nice trip just in itself.
Yes. Just stay closer to Salt Lake City because, that altitude ain't no joke. We thought we was going to die.
But no, we stayed at a nice resort. We stayed
really
where
nice.
They hosted the Olympics there.
Yeah, it was Park City. But it was the altitude. My body, it took me days to get adjusted to it. I couldn't breathe.
But it's enjoyable. So, I mean, I guess long story short,
it's worth it.
Yeah. This year we had a team member go down with us, and our hope is that we'll have more team members join us.
Yes.
So, do you remember the dates? Was it June 13th through the 17th, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
Are the actual dates. So, you look at your calendars and see if you're able to go, because if so, tickets are on sale starting tomorrow.
The other big thing, make sure right now, whatever you're doing, stop what you're doing, mark January 13th. Saturday, January 13th. So that will be the next rally. We know we only do these rallies quarterly, so every 3 months we're doing these rallies. But January 13th is going to be different. We are not hosting the rally this time. So it is going to be a Michigan rally. They are bringing in somebody from corporate, so someone straight from corporate. So we are all leaders in Michigan are rallying together to do one just big, ginormous event. So you are not going to want to miss that one. To have corporate in there, they're going to be bringing in product, discounted products and things like that. Don't have to worry about shipping and all of that. Right.
I mean, that's
life science.
They're very good at producing that kind of environment.
Oh yeah, it's going to be awesome. You are not going to want to miss that. So mark your calendar now and start planning ahead. They also are trying to keep tickets very low. So right now they're trying to keep it at like a $10 to $15 price point for tickets because they want everyone there. So that's going to be awesome too, because, you know, you think of some of these other bigger events, you know, the tickets can run $30 to $200. So, you know what I'm saying? So you're really, really not going to want to miss that event. So be sure. January 13th. Yep, January 13th. It's going to be a Saturday. You're going to want to mark that date. It's going to be awesome.
Okay. All right. So I think that's it for announcements for, I guess, recent events.
Yeah, we'll probably have more stuff later. But
let's talk about tonight's topic, because we're continuing on with the game plan that we've been assisting you guys with over the past few weeks. If you have not had an opportunity to purchase this book by Sarah Harnish, she is a diamond now, I believe, right? She's a diamond, right, Sarah?
Yes, she's a diamond now.
Her book is entitled The Game Plan, and it comes with and you can also purchase the workbook to go along with it. But I highly recommend it if you're following along on the call every week with us. It takes you from starter kit to silver, and she's actually working on the game plan too that's for silver and above. So we've been talking about some things, why it's great to start a young living business. What are the benefits of it? What are some of the potholes that you're going to run into just being in this business alone? But I think now it's time to get down to some of the nitty gritty and talk about how to be successful, because that's exactly what Chapter 8 of the book talks about, which was entitled The Oil Ability Marketing System and How to Fill Classes Without Knowing People. So this is a little bit more of your actual step-by-step how to host a successful class, or I like to call them parties because I prefer that they be parties. But they don't have to just be a formal lecture. This is just a backbone to give you an idea of how to actually be successful in marketing your class, how you choose to actually go about doing the class or get together, party, whatever you like to call it, is on you guys. But I feel like
we'll talk more about that next week.
Tools. All right, so let's start with some things that are kind of essential to having a class. And one of the first things that she mentions in the marketing system is to choose your date for your class. She goes into detail and says that you should begin marketing a class at least 2 to 3 weeks in advance. So when you're thinking about your events that you're planning, you have to look at your own schedule and plan that far out in advance. I'm not a huge planner. I know Dana is, so she's great at helping us to sit down and say, okay, what do our events and classes look like for the month? But it's actually going to take some type of organization and saying, hey, I'm going to commit to doing a class or event on a certain day, and give yourself 2 to 3 weeks, because there's going to be a lot of marketing that goes along with it that you're going to be doing in advance. And you also need time to invite individuals. So 3 to 4 days or 2 days out is just not going to be enough time.
And the reality is, you're busy. We're all busy. The people you're inviting, they're busy too. So when you invite them 3 to 4 days ahead of time, it tells them one of two things. One, either it's really not that important, because otherwise you would have gave me more time, right? If it was a baby shower, you would have sent out invitations way in advance or whatnot. Or two, to them, it's like, well, if you didn't give me enough time, if I have something else going on and it sounds more fun, I'm going to go there, because it obviously, again, wasn't that important.
So lead time is very, very important. Think about the season that you're into. I know the summertime, a lot of people had weddings and graduations to go to. Now it's starting to become more fall and winter season, so there's going to be different holidays.
Yep.
So try to avoid those dates, because that way you'll get a higher turnout.
Right.
So just take that into consideration.
Yeah. So even like as you're looking at your November, many people are going to be busy around Thanksgiving, people are Black Friday shopping. But when you think about that Black Friday shopping, you want to get your people before then, right? So you want to have, I would say the first 2 weeks in November should be booked up with parties. booked up with one-on-ones, booked up with, getting with people, because then you have it in their head and then they're already planning on shopping and spending money, right? So why should they not shop and spend their money on health products or things with you?
I was going to say, and with you, but she said. Okay, so let's talk about then setting up an event for your class, because I feel like this one is kind of easy to streamline now, but sometimes we decide that we want to do it different ways on how to market. I know the old school way is to pick up the phone and call people and invite them personally or send them a text message. And those are great, and you'll want to do those as well. But you're talking about trying to reach a massive amount of people. So Sarah in the book talks about a great avenue to do that is Facebook. I am not a huge social media person. I'm active to some extent, but Dana is actually more active on social media than I am.
I actually completely hate social media, but I do what I need to do because I know it's important.
Though. It has flipped over time, because I used to be that serious social marketing person, and she used to be not so much into it. But I know that we have people that are not on Facebook for personal reasons. But Facebook is a huge tool. Even if you're not using Facebook to put yourself out there personally, as a marketing tool, I'll give you some of the numbers. Facebook is actually able to reach over 1 billion people. Not million, 1 billion people. So that's 1 out of every 9 people that you come in contact with are on Facebook. So if you've never seen like the power of social media, there's a YouTube video that you can actually search that's entitled 21st Century Social Media Trends. And it just breaks down really how powerful social marketing is, or social networks are, because they can be a great tool to use. So I say all that to say, use that to your advantage. If you're already on Facebook, use it to market your parties and your classes by setting an event. If you don't know how to set up an event through Facebook, you can research it on YouTube, but it's fairly straightforward. There's an events tab that you can go to create your own event, and you're going to be adding people to this so that you can market to those individuals as you're getting ready for your class. So if you're not on Facebook, I highly recommend it. If you still do not want to, you're not still left out. There's other forms of media. You're just not going to be able to grow as fast.
Well, and I would say this too, because I can understand for personal reasons not really wanting to be on Facebook or social media. So maybe just create a alias account where maybe you're not really posting a whole lot, but you're kind of using it to tap into what's going on with the group and your team and things like that. So that way, when people have questions, they can come to you with the questions and they can reach you that way, but just simply kind of keeping it strictly for business.
Yeah, you can do that. And then when you're making your events and for your classes, wording is very, very important.
Oh, yes.
She says to use power-packed action verbs that take people somewhere. So things that kind of draw your attention. I'll give you an example of a bad one, and then I'll give you an example of a good one, because I actually like this. And the funny thing is, she said people have actually used this. So if you're laughing and thinking this,
I will be completely honest. I'm the bad one. I always have to. Can you read this and make sure this sounds good? Because I sound like the bad one. So,
but listen to this.
Don't feel bad.
And I'll explain why this is bad. Okay. So it says, please come to my essential oils class. I will have dessert. I will speak for 2 hours on oils. If you can bring someone, that would be good. We will have Ningxia for an extra charge. If you can't come, I'll teach another class. So I read it in a voice that when I read it, that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like a person that's not confident in what they're going to be talking about. I'm not really looking forward to coming and sitting for a 2-hour class on oils. I don't really want to spend extra money. So when she talks about, we'll have Ningxia for an extra cost, those are the things that's just not appealing to people. And it doesn't motivate a person to take action. So when you're writing anything that you're trying to get people to come to, or even if you're speaking to them verbally, you want to use action words, things that grab their attention, so that they're going to be enticed and want to come. So I'll give you the good example because I actually like this one. I think it's a little wordy for someone like me, but that's the nice thing about this is you can critique it and use it for your personality. But a good one says that, do you want to learn how to kick toxic chemicals out of your home? I'll walk you through step by step and give easy, simple, and affordable tactics that anyone can do with the best essential oils on the planet. This class is totally free and will blow your mind. And I'll be there with an iced Ningxia bar for weary mamas. Gear up for a fast-paced, ground-up lecture on everything oils, and have some fun and some pampering in the process. I can't wait to see you. I'll have freebies at the door for those who invite 50 friends on the Facebook event. And it's time to take control of the yuck in your home and kick it to the curb. So, I mean, when you read that, it's just, it motivates to action, you know? If you're talking to people that are tired, especially when you're dealing with, you know, other moms or you know, people who just are used to being on the go, when they hear things such as they'll have what did she say? Iced Ningxia bar for weary mamas. I know women love to get pampered. So when you're thinking of terminology to use, you're touching on different types of personalities, but you're also helping to draw in people so that they may want to attend your event.
And I think too, when you think about that description, you have a picture of exactly what's going to happen. Like, I feel like sometimes we'll say, oh, come to my oil party or oil event or whatever. And people are like, what are essential oils?
Wow.
How do I use those? Why do I need to come to that? Like, they still have no clue. Like, so they come maybe because they're like, well, so she invited me, so I'll come. But they don't have a clue what you're talking about. Like, so, because essential oils are not necessarily common knowledge. More people are getting to understand them, but even from that standpoint, they only think of it as something that smells good. So why do I need this in my life? Well, if I'm a tired mom and you're saying, oh, for weary mamas, well, oh, okay, pampering. Oh, okay. So now I have a visual, I have a picture of what is going to happen when I come. I want to come.
It's actually funny because we were talking to Julie, one of our upline leaders, about this yesterday. But phrasing matters like extensively because depending on how you phrase certain things, it'll appeal to certain personality types. Now, I know when we did the color personality test, I am predominantly blue-green personality, which means like I'm fun-loving, like I love to party, associate with people, but I'm also highly analytical. Dana was yellow-green, so she wants to help everybody. She's highly analytical as well. But we probably wouldn't attend the same kind of events because like that first one that talks about like a 2-hour lecture on oils, Dana would go to that one and she would probably feel perfectly fine, right? That would sound like something that would draw you. But for a person like me, that's not going to draw me in. So I think it's very interesting because the wording that's used there touches on all personality groups. She did use such phrases as lecture, but she also talked about this class is totally free. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to be fun. You're going to be able to pamper yourself. So just think about those things when you're putting the wording for your event so that you're able to draw people's attention and they'll actually want to attend. Number 3, for your next step is to invite 3 people to invite their friends. So
this
I think it's
huge. If you don't get anything else from this particular call, this is huge.
Oh, I thought you were going to expand more.
No,
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. But like Dana said, this is really big because this is the beauty of networking. Because sometimes we get hung up in this business on, I don't know enough people to be successful in this business. I don't know 3,000 people, which the reality is you probably do, but that's kind of irrelevant because with networking, you're networking in people's circles. So let's say you have 3 people that are your close friends. You have maybe 2 sisters and a mom, or a close friend, a sister, and a mom. At the very least, they're going to want to support you. So if they're going to want to support you and come to one of your classes, ask them to bring some friends or to promote your event on their Facebook page simply by saying, hey, this is my brother, this is my sister, this is my best friend. She's doing essential oils with Young Living. She does these amazing classes on toxic-free living, how to kick chemicals to the curb. Check out her class. That's all they would have to write is something simple and share that with 50 of their friends. Now you're able to tap into these circle groups and you're able to network with individuals that you may not necessarily have reached otherwise. And that's kind of the power behind using social media too, because it makes it simple for those individuals that want to support you. You know, how hard is it to click 50 names on Facebook and type that message and send it out? You know?
But it is so important that they personalize that message. Don't just invite, but make sure you put a personal message. Have the friends that are inviting people for you put a personal message, because that is so, so crucial. Because if you just invite, click, so many people don't see it. You have to have a personal message with it.
Yeah. But it doesn't take long to do.
No, it's so simple.
And it's essential. Just to kind of give you the benefits of how that would play out and to give you the numbers, if you have 3 people that invite 50 people to a class, that means you have 150 people who are invited by somebody that they personally know. So to break down the numbers, you're not going to have 150 people that show up to your class. It's just the law of averages. It's just how it goes. But standard marketing numbers show that usually you'll get 20 to 25% of people that will show. So of that 20 to 25% of people that show, another 20 to 25% will actually purchase a starter kit. So if you have 150 people who are invited and you do all the marketing, you'll get 20 to 30 people who will show. And of that 20 to 30 people who show, you'll get 5 to 6 people who will get a kit. So I'm just thinking, if I'm the distributor and someone has brought their family members, but they've chosen not to purchase a kit, then now I get to kind of reap the rewards. Although I want that person to get their kit so they can reap the rewards of their hard work. But if 5 to 6 people get a kit, that's like $300 right off the bat, just for an hour or 2 of your time, you know?
But you have to start with that big number. So I think sometimes too, what happens is we have these events and we invite 20 people. Well, again, that law of averages is going to average out the same. So then you wonder, well, why didn't anyone show up? Well, you didn't invite enough people. You truly, even though 150 people seems like a lot, you have to go for that high number to personally invite. It's not enough just to click their names. You need to give them a personal invitation.
And then those people, they're hosting for you. So, give them some sort of thank you and thank them for doing that for you. So you can give them samples or make some type of gift basket, or even if you wanted to give them, I don't know, a gift card to Applebee's or something like that. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they like Applebee's. But just something that says, hey, I appreciate you doing this for me. I'm taking this serious as a business of mine, and I'm really trying to get this up and running. Thank you for your effort and your time. That goes a long way, and they're going to remember that down the road, because they may even want to do it again. When they get their kit, now they may want to host another party. They're going to remember those things.
And I do like that Sarah said, keep it under $5 though. Don't go crazy. You can get some cute little things. You can put some thieves lozenges in there. You can put little roll-on. It doesn't have to be something super elaborate.
And then the next thing is between those events, you want to make sure that you continue to market in that group. So if you don't know, when you create a Facebook event, the people that you add to the event, they're now in your group. So they're going to see posts that you make for that event going forward. So one of the things that she suggests doing is making 1 to 2 posts per day, a couple weeks out, to promote the event. Like, what are they going to benefit from? She gave an example of how Thieves Cleaner helped to clean her sink and posted like a before and after picture with her little story. So yesterday, what's today, Sunday? Yeah, yesterday at the rally, one of the things that we were speaking about was being your own best customer. So if you're your best customer and you're using your products, you're going to have plenty of stories to share, plenty of things to market your event. So just be cognizant of that and maybe post it in the group so that you build excitement and people know what they're coming for. Don't overdo it. That's the other thing. So you don't have to post a ton, 6 posts a day, 8 posts a day. People, they eventually leave those types of groups. I know I get annoyed when I get more than maybe a post or so in a certain group at a time. So just keep it simple, 1 or 2 posts about a story or something that you're looking forward to promoting at the class. And then rinse and repeat. If you are a person that's busy and you can't have 4 classes a month, even if you stay consistent having one of those classes a month, you're going to see results. It's just a matter of staying consistent. I wanted to finish with this example that Sarah talks about of someone who went silver, but I want to make sure you don't have anything to touch on before I go into that.
There's more in the well, I was just going to talk about too, where she talks about listen to your warm market. So she was just saying, make deliberate efforts to speak with that warm market, those people that you're on Facebook with, listen to some of their stories and things like that. She uses the example of her brother who was actually in sales, and, she would send him oily things, send him stuff, and he would never really use the stuff. But it wasn't until he had a practical reason to actually use it. They had mold in their basement or something like that. So she finally got him some thieves, diffusing, or purification. I don't remember which one. But then he got to actually see the results. So be deliberate when you're speaking with your warm market. See what they can actually benefit from, what they can use. She also talks about hosting classes in a public place. If you're not comfortable having people in your home, be willing to travel. There might be times where, you might need to go a little bit further than within a 5-mile radius of your home. So think of those things. Also, there's online classes that you can teach. Maybe it's not as easy to...
That's a hard sign.
So maybe it's not as easy for you to get out and about. So many people have grown online. So you can do that as well. Vendor events. I know this is something that I've been able to grow with and make some amazing connections. There's vendor events, and there's going to be so many more coming up around the holidays. So think about those. What are some vendor events that you might be able to plug into and see who you know? But there are some things that you want to keep in mind when you're doing vendor events. You want to have things that are eye-catching. So she does have some pictures of different displays at different vendor events and things like that. Because you want to draw people and you want to draw people's eyes, but you want them to see you, and again, make those connections and relationships, because you want to get outside of just thinking about the people you personally know. Your next diamond might be someone that you have never met yet. Your next, leg growing might be someone you don't know. So those are all some other things to kind of just keep in mind.
So ultimately, consistency will pay off. We talk about finding your niche and something that you're comfortable with. Dana touched on a few of those, but I liked Rachel's experience because I want to say Leah. Sarah in the book talks about one of young ladies that she met. Her name is Rachel Spencer. And I'll just read her example just because I thought it was really encouraging. She said, "I held 11 classes in the first 3 weeks of my distributorship. I was so excited to build a team like Sarah's after spending several days with her on Gold Retreat at the St. Mary's Farm in Idaho. Unfortunately, I was not very well networked in New York and didn't understand how to fill classes with people outside my circle. Since moving here from Illinois 7 years ago, I had either worked 70 plus hours a week as a salaried manager at Walmart, or I had been working 40 hours a week at the credit union, 30 hours a week at Walmart as a cake decorator, and I was taking 2 to 8 cake orders a week. I had very little free time to build a personal network. Of the first 11 classes I held, 2 had 5 attendees, 4 classes had 1 or 2 attendees, and 5 were no-shows, so no one showed up. Rather than giving up, I changed my tactics. At the credit union where I worked, I began meeting with coworkers one-on-one during my lunch breaks to build my team. I did that from August until January when I used Sarah's method for filling classes. So as of January is when she started using Sarah's method for filling her classes. I ranked as executive in February, so a month later she ranked up to executive. And I am working to reach silver this month, so that March she was tailing silver. I am teaching classes nearly every weekend now because I asked previous attendees or leaders on my team to invite 50 plus of their Facebook friends, and I give them an oily gift basket or assign people under their sponsor number. So I just think it's very interesting that no matter where you are, how long you've been within Young Living in this company, it's possible to make changes so that that consistency can start to pay off for you. I thought this was a really interesting experience just because Rachel was having a hard time getting people to attend. Her numbers slowly dwindled. She tried doing it a certain way over months, but then once she did it the way that Sarah suggested, she was able to get results. Mm-hmm. So I think if we just stay consistent and we follow the system, don't try to reinvent the wheel, just follow the system.
Follow the system.
Because it's been tested and proven to get results, and that's why it's marketed. So that part has been done for you. All you have to do is just follow the direction, and you're going to see results.
And keep in mind too that free trip to Hawaii, race to the finish. Yeah. If you are under the level of silver, you really are in a better position to be able to rank up and to be able to get those points in order to qualify for that free trip to Hawaii. So really, really, really from now to the end of the month, you want to go hard because we would love for somebody on our team to win that.
Free trip to Hawaii.
Free trip to Hawaii. As well as we're going to be taking a road trip. So we're trying to hit up, if you have family, anybody in between North Carolina, South Carolina, we're going to try to book up as many classes as possible. So let us know so we can get with them.
Yeah. So besides that, I don't think there's any other events that we didn't already touch on, right?
I don't think so. I have a class at Rolani's up the street on Sunday. That'll be the last one we'll do here in Michigan.
Okay. What's the date of that one?
So that's the 22nd. That's Sunday the 22nd from 3 to 5. She has a beautiful little boutique up here on 10 Mile. So we'll be doing oily 101 education there, and you are free to bring people there. She'll have some treats and things like that.
Yeah. So I think other than that, that's it. Any questions before we end the call tonight? Zoom is telling me I have less than 10 minutes. I have to end this call. Otherwise, I must upgrade.
Well, and feel free to, again, drop questions in the comments. Make sure you check out that new catalog with all of the new products and new things. I know they are live now to purchase. And we'll see you guys. If you need anything, let us know.
Yep. And I guess that'll be it. And we'll see everybody on the call next week. In the meantime, stay oily, stay healthy. I'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.